That's right. It's 1 a.m. on the East Coast. We've just really zoomed past Election Day. No winner. Is it President Trump? President Biden? The world does not yet know. And even though I'm breaking out the taps, which has become sort of a tradition here on Doomed with Matt Binder, for episodes where everything is terrible, like debate nights, I'm feeling cautiously optimistic. Cautiously optimistic. Let's get right to it. Hey everybody. As you can see by my background, you can obviously tell that if you usually tune into the show, I'm in a new space. Like I mentioned on the last episode of Doomed, I moved. I am now in a closet, which I need to turn into I'm gonna have a little studio in this here closet. It might be a slight echo, but I'll be fixing that shortly. But you're not here to hear me talk about my move. We're here at 1 a.m., I should add, to talk about the election. I was, earlier today I was on the Majority Report, and I was, we were talking, Sam Cedar did a 12-hour, turned out it was 13-hour long show. I waited for them to finish before going live. And we were talking about what, we were sort of looking towards the, after the election. What's going to go forward? And we were talking about how, like, QAnon, in my belief, will become the next Tea Party based upon Trump losing. But I guess I didn't really think that at 1 a.m. we wouldn't have a result. I mean, it was always a possibility, but here we are. And I'm sort of feeling crazy right now. I was drinking Monster energy drinks. Lots of soda. This is Burger King because I ran over to Burger King earlier, but this is my fourth soda of this size of the day, plus the energy drinks, and I waited for this moment to talk to you guys about the election because basically we're going to. Basically, we're going to talk about what we know so far, because we don't know a lot and we know a lot. Basically, what it looks like we're at right now is that the blue wave did not show up in terms of the Biden blowout. Although there does seem to be a blue wave. It seems like that blue wave was in the blue states. Florida did not pull through, and I don't know why people continue to look towards Florida as a battleground. I'm going to pull up my map because that'll be the basis for this. We'll center everything around this map that I've got. But anyway, going back to Florida, everyone was so sure that Florida was going to turn blue. I don't know. I've been saying this for, at least 4 years now. What is the hang up on Florida? Florida's different, man. What's going on? Why are the Dems even... Florida is a red state. Let's get it through everyone's head now. Florida is now a red state. I'm going to say it. I've said this before. I know it is a fact. I've said it on this show. I've probably said it on other shows. Florida is a red state. The idea that it's the battleground state is long gone. Florida, the demographics are not trending Democratic. It's probably one of the few states where it's trending in the exact opposite. You have old white retirees moving down to Florida. Excuse me. You have a conservative Latino base in Florida, way more conservative than anywhere else in the country. I mean, you might as well, if you're the Democrats, you might as well start putting the money that you set aside for Florida into Georgia, into Texas, into North Carolina, into Ohio even. Any state that's considered a battleground or future battleground, future possible blue state even, is more relevant to put your money towards right now than Florida. I mean, I know there was a lot of hope for, Gillum in Florida, and there was a lot of hope in the ability for former felons to be able to vote in Florida. It's just too much going against the Democrats in Florida. I mean, I just saw a video of the Cuban American community down in Miami partying with their Trump signs because they basically cut off any possibility of a Biden win down in Florida. Complete turnaround for how that county voted for Clinton. The numbers just didn't turn out for Biden. A lot of it can be chalked up to Biden's extremely weak showing all across the board. Seems really nationwide with the Latino communities. But even that aside, I think it's just the demographics in Florida are different. The Latino communities in Florida are not like anywhere else. Florida is a red state. Put it in the same category as, I don't know, Louisiana and Alabama. You might as well. Seriously. I mean, yes, it's a lot closer, but it's going to trend even further away. So let's get to my map here. I'm gonna pull it up on the screen. Let's. I'm gonna hold on. Let me actually just save it on my computer because I tweeted it yesterday. So this isn't something I came up with as the results came in. This is the map I tweeted before any results came, and YouTube.com/MattBinder. Drop a live chat and I will get to your live chats 100%. I'm also going to open up the Skype calls. I don't know how long we'll go. It's 1:15 a.m. here. I'm thinking we'll at least go for an hour. Like we started about 5 minutes ago. We'll at least go to like 2:10 at least, unless something happens. We'll at least go for an hour. Obviously, this isn't going to be a regular show where I go on for like 3 hours. There won't be two halves to the show, one for freebies and one for patrons. This is election night. Everyone, I feel like, should get whatever coverage they want. I mean, if you're looking to me for coverage, bless you. But I'll give it to you for free. You don't have to become a patron. But if you can, patreon.com/MattBinder. Regardless of what happens tonight, independent leftist media is going to be more important than ever. I know there's other leftist media outlets out there, independent leftist media outlets. I also think on top of that, though, the far right will be more important to cover than ever, regardless of a Biden or Trump win. Either way, they're going to be emboldened in a way they've never been before. I really do think, regardless of a Biden or Trump win, we're going to see a new stage in the QAnon conspiracy theory. It's concerning on many levels. I try to do it in a fun way so you don't have to be so concerned when you're listening and just, so I can tell you guys what's going on, but you're not like doom scrolling. I don't know what you'd call the equivalent of doom scrolling would be when you're listening or watching a show. But anyway, patreon.com/MattBinder. If you can support this show monetarily, I greatly appreciate it. If you can't, no problem. YouTube.com/MattBinder. Subscribe there. That's free. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Or get the audio version of the show at doomedpod.com. And if you want to give a one-off donation right now, that's in the super chats. So let's get to this map I've been telling you guys about. So this map is one I put together yesterday. And I really thought this through. And this is really what I thought it was going to be. And it's, I don't think it's going to be perfect. It already isn't perfect, I think. But I think it's going to be closer than most, to be quite honest. I mean, will there be people who you come across that will have a better map? Possibly. I haven't seen anyone share it with me yet. People have shared maps that were slightly close to mine, but I think mine is closer. I always thought that the battleground states were basically a wash, except for Pennsylvania, really. And Arizona, I felt, was going to be the one to flip. We're now seeing that Georgia is a possibility. I don't know where we're at right now because this is stuff that is constantly changing. For a second, Georgia was basically called for Trump. And then what we had happen there is all of a sudden the New York Times little whatever it's called, the friggin' I'm so tired. What is it called? The spinner, or the needle. Okay. The needle, all of a sudden starts heading towards Biden's direction. So it's possible that Georgia's another upset. We'll see. I'll take the L if Georgia goes for Biden. I'll happily take that L. But we have right now a map that I feel is looking pretty close to Biden. I know people are saying I'm crazy for thinking it's still close in Michigan and Wisconsin and Pennsylvania. The fact of the matter is that there are huge swaths of votes that are still out, specifically in counties that are overwhelmingly Democratic, legitimately in Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. Philly, Detroit, and I want to say Madison, Wisconsin. You have huge swaths of votes that are still out there. And this is from early voting due to the push for early voting from Democrats because of the pandemic. Absentee voting too, I should add, because we really don't know what it's at right now. We don't know what it's going to be like in those three states when all is said and done. Wisconsin is way too close for Trump. Yes, Trump is ahead a bit, but Wisconsin was a state that Trump, it was an upset, but it went full bore Trump really in 2016. Right now, he's about, what is it? Let me pull up what New York Times has got. He is about 100,000 or so votes up. That's not a lot when you have, because they tell you here how many votes are out. Oh, Milwaukee, that's what I want to say, not Madison. Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where Biden is basically taking 60% of the vote, only 36% of that vote is in. So we are going to see huge numbers run up there. We also have some of the vote out still in Madison, although it's about 90% in. And that's another area where Biden is winning by 75%. That's Dane County, where Madison is, and Milwaukee County, where Milwaukee is. So, and basically everywhere that went Trump is pretty seems, there's some areas that are going Trump that are still out, but we're talking a few thousand votes altogether where he's winning, and it's like, 75 to 90% in. When we get to Milwaukee County in Wisconsin, we're talking 36% of the votes reported. That's it. So it's like, 64% of the vote out, and Biden's winning 60% with 128,000 votes. I mean, it's a lot. You can't call Wisconsin yet. And then Michigan's been inching closer. And again, you have a situation where the county where Detroit is, Wayne County, only 36% of the vote has been counted. And Biden is winning by about 58%, 200,000 votes. Ann Arbor, which is Washtenaw County in Michigan, Biden's winning 66% of the vote, with 65% of the vote in. It's too close to call right now. And then Pennsylvania, which is going to be an important state. Now, Biden is down by a lot more there. He is down by, what is it? About, 700,000 votes, it seems. But you have the major counties in Pennsylvania as well are out. Pittsburgh, Allegheny County, which includes Pittsburgh, is going Biden by 60%. Only 45% of the vote in. In Philadelphia County, where Biden's running up almost 75% of the vote, you have less than half the vote in. I mean, he is going to possibly run up those numbers big time. It's totally possible for him to win those states. And if he pulls off the win in Georgia, he is not going to have to win all of those. In fact, if he wins Arizona, which Fox News has called it for, and right now Biden's ahead in Arizona, he doesn't have to win them right now. North Carolina is really close too. I mean, it's a lot of it's called. It's 95% of the vote in, but we're talking. Jeez, we're talking like 80,000 votes. I think a little bit less, maybe 70,000 votes separating North Carolina. It's close, guys. Like, you really cannot call it right now. Oh, let me remove my map here. What else is out? So that's pretty much it. You have, I'm going to go with Fox News' call for Arizona because it's looking that way, especially with Kelly's win in the Senate. And, Arizona now has 2 Democratic senators. It seems likely that it's going to go Democrat, and I had that on my map. So everything's going to basically fall on Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, and Georgia. Nevada's still out. Only 5% of the vote in. Where is it in? Oh, yeah. Trump is winning by a lot in Nevada, but that's because Las Vegas and Reno, the counties of Clark County with Las Vegas, and, really, the only county that really counts is Clark County with Las Vegas. Hasn't even counted any votes yet. Someone asked me what was up with Nevada. I said, poker game between election officials went a bit longer than they expected. So stupid. I never thought this was going to be a blowout. I thought it was possible that we would know tonight. I thought it was very possible we'd know tonight. But I didn't think it would be a blowout. Like, I didn't think Biden was going to all of a sudden win Georgia, North Carolina, Texas, Florida, Ohio, Arizona. I don't know where that came from. It's a pipe dream right now to think that a Democrat is going to win those, Texas and Georgia and North Carolina all in one go, and Ohio all in one go. And Texas, but with that said, I still think those are more worth trying than even Florida at this point. Let me get to some. Well, let me try to catch up on what's going on out there. But while I do that, let me read some super chats. Josh with a super chat. Nomiki said she would also be going live soon. Any chance you would call her and see if she wants to come on the pod for a bit? I'd love to have Nomiki on, but I'm assuming if she's doing her own live stream at some point now, she's not going to want to. John says, who do you think wins the remaining swings? I think it's possible that Biden takes 2 out of the 3 in terms of... All right. I honestly don't know about Georgia. I thought it was a possibility, but unlikely. I thought it was more possible than Texas, but unlikely. And then it came back around, and I'm seeing what's still out, and it seems, again, possible. But I'm leaning towards, if I was the needle, the New York Times needle, I'd have it slightly, like, just off-center towards Trump. But I think it's very likely Biden takes 2 out of 3 in terms of Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and Michigan. I think it's very possible he takes Wisconsin. Michigan and Pennsylvania are the question, and obviously Pennsylvania becomes a necessary one to win based on what happens with Georgia. And if he wins Georgia, then Pennsylvania not so necessary if he picks up Wisconsin and Michigan. This is judging by Nevada going Biden and Arizona. Fox News' call for Arizona going Biden being correct. North Carolina is very close, though. That could be an upset as well. If Nevada, Michigan, and Wisconsin go Biden and Arizona holds, it's not, it's a win. It's not a blowout, but it's a win. And you take what you can get right now, right? I'm starting the stream with wanting Biden to win. I don't think anyone is all that confused by this. But if you want to talk about this in terms of this is obviously a lefty show. I feel strongly that the left has extracted everything it possibly can under the 4 years of Trump. If we have another 4 years of Trump, we are basically going to just, things will be bad and we'll extract nothing else, and the left basically stalls, if not loses ground. I think the left is doing great. If you look at the results when it comes to like House races and statewide races and local races, the left is doing great. Look at all the wins that the Justice Democrats and the DSA and other groups like that have been posting today. It's been fantastic in terms of local wins. But the Senate and obviously the presidency are another story. And under Trump, I think the left has gotten everything it can get out of Trump. It's every advantage it possibly could have. You have to always look on the bright side and deal with the hand you're dealt, and that's what the left did when Trump won, and it extracted everything it could out of a Trump win in terms of building a leftist coalition and getting more people to join leftist groups and be, aware of leftist politics. It's done a good job. There's nothing left, though. There's nothing left. This battle's been fought. We're now stuck. And that's why it was so important, in my estimation, for Biden to win, because a Biden win basically means we have a new battle to fight, new things to extract from a new administration. And I would say what you want, but this is a more amendable administration. It would be a more amendable administration than the Trump administration. I mean, I don't know how that's even up for debate. Does that mean Biden and the Biden-Harris administration would be a lefty? No, but it would probably throw us a bone here and there. Maybe not exactly what we want, and maybe not the biggest fights that we'd fight, but we'd definitely win battles here and there, unlike with the Trump administration. So I don't know what we would do with another 4 years with Trump. So that's why I think it's imperative that we end, Biden wins. And obviously there's the whole pandemic factor too. We are literally doing the worst. We are under the worst possible conditions, quite frankly, for this pandemic. My argument for a long time was it's great that Trump is the Trump administration is so bad at getting what they want. They're incompetent, and their incompetency has kept them from being an even more dangerous administration. That works in every single way we've seen when it comes to getting rid of Obamacare and pre-existing conditions. In certain immigration and travel ban fights. Certain areas where the Trump administration has beat the battle drums of war, they haven't been able to get through with. Look what Iran. They haven't been able to get through with get done what they wanted to do in certain aspects. Obviously, where Trump just calls the shots, where he just basically gets to, get his judges confirmed. That's a bit different. But in terms of actual policy, they've failed on a number of their main causes. But when you talk about the pandemic, that's where the incompetency is deadly. That's where the incompetency does not work in our favor, and that's why we have 230,000 plus people dead in 7 months because of COVID-19. Do I think the Biden administration would all of a sudden, they would definitely handle it better? I'll guarantee you that. I think there would the messaging alone on what's an effective way to battle the coronavirus. We've seen masks are extremely effective. We see doing things outdoors extremely effective. Is it the foolproof plan? Is it the cure-all? Is it 100% effective? Absolutely not. But we've seen that it is, when people listen to these simple guidelines, we can actually get back to somewhat, definitely not normalcy, but get back somewhat to the things we want to do with our lives. So yeah, that's my estimation on Trump versus Biden and why I wanted. I'm going at it from this angle in case anyone's wondering. All right, let's get back to the super chats here. RM RM Brown, Maddie, who will win? I'm still cautiously optimistic about Biden for all the reasons I laid out before. Obviously, I feel very strongly about my map. When Arizona pulled through, and I don't think I've seen any other map that calls Arizona, but not any of the other battlegrounds, minus Pennsylvania. The Skype is Doomed Live _1. I hate that it's that. If you search Doomed Live at Outlook.com, that'll come up. That's what Skype makes you. Skype makes you register an Outlook or Hotmail email address now. You can't use a Skype name like you used to be able to do. Like just like a username alone. But search Doomed Live _1 should be the one. I'm going to make a new Skype name that's much simpler soon. Abby with a super chat. Doom scrolling with Matt Binder. RM Brown says, is simping wrong? Oh, another super chat from RM Brown. Is simping wrong? Absolutely not. Artist Riley, thanks for staying up with us. No problem. I've done, so at 2:30 for a little over half an hour, I believe I was on the Majority Report's 12-hour long show, like I mentioned earlier. And then around 9:30, 10 o'clock, I joined the Surfs on Twitch. They were doing like a live panel. I'm always bad with those live Twitch those Twitch panels because there's like 10 people and everyone starts at different times and I jump right in and I don't want to interrupt anybody. But after a little bit, it was a lot of fun. We were basically watching the results come in and discussing them as they came in. And Chelsea Manning was on the feed with us, which was great. Honestly, an honor to be on a stream with Chelsea Manning. I think she's great. Also, Mike from the Humanist Report and David Dole of the Rational National. And it was I think Thoughtslime was on there too, if I recall, the same time I was on. Other great people. I don't want to forget anyone, but I'm going to. And then I tuned back in to watch the end of the Majority Report because they went an extra hour, so I watched them. And I've also been checking in with like CNN and Fox. I literally signed up for a trial of YouTube TV just for today, so I could have YouTube TV is kind of pricey, but it's actually really great if you're trying to keep track of a bunch of different stations right on your computer. They got something there, even though it costs much more than I think it should. Josh with another super chat. She tweeted but didn't go live. Maybe if you DM her, she'll just come on here instead. Let me reach out to Nomiki. I'm just gonna ask her really quick. Hey, did you end up going live? My stream viewers are asking me to just invite you on because on my stream, I should say, because they said you haven't gone live yet. Let's see what she says. Is there any new... Trump is going to make a statement soon. Oh, she did go live. Okay, no big deal. It's fine. Let's check out when Trump goes live, let me know. Oh, look at that. My map is looking really good. NBC News projects Joe Biden wins one electoral vote from Nebraska's 2nd congressional district. I'm going to have to, one second, because my map is perfect right now. Matt Binder strikes again. Someone's contacting. Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, just call right in. I've been on fire with this map. I'm pulling this map back up so you could all see the map. I'm proud of this map. No one's gonna take that map away from me. If I'll be happy if I'm wrong about Georgia, but I wasn't really wrong about Georgia. I felt like if there was one, minus Pennsylvania, that was going to turn, it'd be Georgia. But yeah, my map's doing good. Oh, we got a caller. Hey, caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Josh from Michigan.
Hey,
I was the one who was telling you to talk to Namiki, even though she started live streaming because I was drunk and YouTube wasn't working.
oh, it's all good, Josh. How you doing? How you feeling about Michigan? You're in one of the most important states right now that we need to know what's going on.
Uh,
What part of Michigan are you from, first of all? Because that'll tell us a lot more, actually, too.
so I was born in Ann Arbor. I live in Ypsilanti, and until very recently, until I was let go, I was working at United States Postal Service in Brighton,
Okay.
which is a lot more rural, and so obviously a ton of Trump people out there. Um, but and you're both like Washtenaw County area.
Okay. So how you feeling about Michigan? What do you what is it looking like there? What do you think?
So, like on the ground in the more like densely populated areas, like cities, it's all very strong Biden territory. As the results were coming in, I was a little surprised. I'm not sure if Michigan, like I couldn't find this information, if we count our like mail-ins and absentees like early or as the like first or last or like where in the ordering that is, because the impression that I was getting from my like friends and family in the area is that like a lot of Democrats were doing absentee ballots.
So from my from what I'm looking at on these maps I'm seeing, it seems like the air. Like I mean, look at Detroit. I mean, it's going to come in big for Biden, I assume. The question is how big?
Yeah.
Like how many votes are going to come in? Do we have? Do you know? I mean, obviously you don't know how many votes, but do you know if if what we know out there is enough to really put it put it toward in Biden's favor?
I would be completely shocked if Michigan did not go blue this time around. And like, I know things might look a little depressing right now, but I'm calling it right now. Michigan's going blue.
I feel confident too, which is why I put it on my map. I think you're right because I think Michigan really was a fluke last time, and I think there's one thing that's become pretty clear, and I know he didn't win Ohio, but from how he did in Ohio, even with losing, those blue collar working class like Rust Belt people, not all of them obviously, but some of them are coming back around to the Democrats this time around.
Yeah.
I know Trump is picking up Latinos and black voters in certain areas, and he's running up the numbers with wealthy people even more so this time around. But the those he forgot about the forgotten man.
Yeah, I can tell you that from like both, I've been in two unions down here, and all the union members back from my old job and my current job, like aside from one, are all Biden, and all, like they got the unions, put out internal messages about that as well. And so I do think that unions are going to clinch it hard for Biden.
From your lips to my from your lips to my map's ears, honestly, because I so badly want to gloat about my map. Everyone, I'm warning you right now, I'm going to be insufferable if my map ends up being correct. I am going to flaunt that all over the place. I'm going to try to land a six-figure job with this map if I'm correct.
Justifiably so. It was an excellent map. I was linking it around the web, and I get partial clout whenever I look at this guy. He knows what's up, so it's all good.
I mean, this is where I feel like my map is weak. I do think it's possible that unlikely, but and when I say my map is weak, I'm happy if my map is wrong if it goes towards more towards Biden. I still think that Georgia and North Carolina could end. I mean, I didn't think North Carolina for a long time, but the fact that it hasn't been called, and we are we're not in like the six-figure digits of votes separating them. I think there's something to that. Do you know what I mean? Like, if we were like 100,000 votes plus away from each other, then I would think, okay, I don't know why they're not calling it. Maybe they think it might be closer, but I feel pretty confident that it's not going to be for Biden. But the fact we're like less than 70,000 votes and they haven't called it, I'm a little bit more cautious about saying it's a done deal.
I will also mention someone in your chat, which I obviously can't confirm, but they mentioned that the absentees have not been counted yet for Michigan. So I would expect a huge swing in that case, like heavy swing towards Biden.
Right, right. Now, Wisconsin actually is the surprise to me. I know people are going, "Oh, Trump's winning." Look how close that is, and it's much closer than Michigan right now. And again, we haven't got all those votes from those heavy Democratic counties that early voted or absentee ballots. I mean, Wisconsin almost to me, I'd be shocked if. I know you said Michigan would be shocking to you. I would be more shocked if Wisconsin didn't go Biden.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty confident that like your map is really the way here. It's leading it. I don't know if it's a causal thing, like your predictions put something out in the world, but it seems to be all coming up, Matt.
It's everything's coming up, Matt. Yeah, that's yeah, right. I'm feeling I don't know, man. I'm like hopped up on energy drinks and soda, and I'm feeling good. I think we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna be able to fight the battle we want to fight. Because there's nothing more I want to do than take on the Dems as I don't want to say enemy number one per se, but yeah, enemy number one. I don't want to have to waste time with the Republican Party. Put them aside.
It
We
means
need to
that we
go
finally get to play left insurgent with the Biden administration, and God, it would be so cathartic to do. But I don't want to
right.
sit on the line too long because I'm being a line hog here. But I did want to say, you fucking rock, and I love your work both on and off the Majority Report, and keep it up. And this is my first time calling it either show, so you're great.
You've been great. First time caller, you've been fantastic, buddy. Please feel free to call in again, whether it's this show or when I host the fun half of the Majority Reports on Thursdays.
I'm gonna have to try. You look for a 734 area code. That'll be me.
Will do. Will do. You
Thank
could
you
always
much.
DM me on Twitter before you call in, and I'll take your call
Oh,
for sure.
I totally will. Thank you so much.
All right,
I'm
cool.
Witch Dr. Seuss on Twitter.
All right, awesome. All right, man.
Bye.
Thanks for the call. Take care. All right, there were some people trying to call in. Feel free to call back in. Call in now if you want. All right, do we got any new projections? Oh, we got another caller. Let's do this. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Hello? I hear some sort of hello? Call back in. Maybe something's up here. You should be live there. Must have been a bad connection. Let's go to super chats. I don't want to miss any super chats. We got any more super chats? All right, here we go. Nick with a super chat. How do you think social media will handle Trump declaring victory, saying vote is rigged? It'll be interesting to see what Twitter and Facebook do. They've been really on the board. They've already Twitter has already banned a number of different accounts today for spreading false information. Hold on, let's go back to this call. I want to try to get this caller. Hey, what's your name? Where are you calling from? Should work. Something might be up with your mic. Because I should be able to see your audio on my end. I don't know what's going on there. I hate to have to let you go again, but try to fix your mic and see what's up. All right, let's go to... I want to see the Twitter feed and see what's going on. Do we have any more news here? Do we have any more news here? I'm trying to see. Senate. How are we looking at the Senate? Let's take a look at the Senate. Is Bullock not winning in Montana anymore? Shit, this is gonna be. Senate's gonna be close. Jeez. Senate's gonna be close. It's really gonna depend on when those votes come in from shit, especially North Carolina. Mm. Urgh. Yeah, Senate is. I don't know what we're gonna do about that. Best case scenario is Senate is 50-50 and Biden wins and Kamala breaks the tie each and every time. uh, Oh, Prop 22 went down in California, right? I saw that before. And this is my take. It was always going to be an uphill battle. We're basically, for those who aren't sure, who aren't sure what Prop 22 was, it was basically Uber and Lyft and whatchamacallit, the food delivery service. I can't remember. I don't use any of those gig economy apps. I refuse. Some people refuse to get fast food. Some people refuse to buy from like Walmart and Target. My thing is Uber, Lyft. What the hell is the food delivery app again? What the hell is the food delivery app? Someone want to help me out here? I can't believe I'm having I cover these companies. I can't take part in that. I think what they do to their workers is horrible. It's even worse in my estimation than what McDonald's and Burger King do, to be quite frank. The contractors, DoorDash, thank you, Ryan. The contractor status is horrific. DoorDash is the one. But anyway, Prop 22 basically cemented that they were able to call to keep their drivers as contractors. And it was always going to be an uphill battle because these apps are on everyone's phone. You go to a bar, you call an Uber when you're done. You're hungry, you get on DoorDash and have your favorite fast food delivered to you, no problem. Thanks, DoorDash. Everyone's got these apps on their phone. And to get Prop 22 passed, to get that yes on Prop 22 to continue classifying their drivers as contractors instead of employees, they were sending push notifications out via their app telling people how to vote. So you're a non-political person, but obviously you're going to go out and vote in the presidential election in California. You got to vote against Donald Trump. You got to vote for Joe Biden. But then you see this Prop 22. You have no idea what that's about. Classify app-based drivers as contractors. What does that mean? You're not in the labor movement. You're not politically active. You're just, you're a normal working person going about every day, just trying to do the right thing. And here you go, this great app that you think is wonderful. All your liberal friends use Lyft and Uber and DoorDash. They can't be so bad, and they're telling you how to vote. They get you home safe when you're drunk. They get you yummy food you love. These are great companies. I'm going to vote how they tell me to vote because I don't want to screw up a good thing. I don't want to hurt the company that I like who does good things for me. It was always going to be an uphill battle. People are talking about all the money spent in advertising. I am telling you, those free fucking push notifications did way more than any advertisement campaign. You receive a push notification on your phone, you're looking at it. And if it's something you have no idea about and you're going to vote and it's telling you how to vote on a certain proposition and you're already in the ballot box, the voting booth, and you're already going to fill in that ballot, you're going to take out your phone, you're going to look at that push notification, and you're going to say to yourself, all right, I'll vote yes on Prop 22. You want to know what the left has to do? Someone on the left needs to create a friggin' super popular app. The next fucking TikTok. The next Instagram. And then when it comes election time, use that app to send out mass push notifications to everyone who uses that app, telling them who to vote for and how to vote. That's how we fight with them. I'm being serious. I mean, it sounds funny. It sounds like some sort of crazy futuristic cyberpunk world. But we gotta fight fire with fire, and there's nothing illegal about that. Nothing illegal about that. Nothing illegal about that. Let's go back to the super chats. Josh, I'll call back in if you want to discuss the dumb things I've seen the left and the libs say on Twitter. Josh, you feel free to call in. It seems like we have two other callers who couldn't. One of them is looking for their phone charger, and the other one's having mic issues. So any Doomed Live _1 on Skype. Just search Doomed Live. It should show up. It's the _1 username. What else do we got? Oh, if we're going to talk about my beat that we talk about on Doomed, we officially got QAnon in Congress. Marjorie Taylor Greene, she had no Democratic opponent after he mysteriously dropped out earlier this year. Marjorie Taylor Greene is going to Congress. She's a QAnon believer. Username. Hey, what's your name? Where are you calling from? Oh my God. We have like 10 people calling in at once. Hey, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Chuck. I'm calling from Texas.
Chuck from Texas. How you doing, buddy? Oh, look, you're on. You got a video going too. Cool. Let me pull you up on the.
It's only the second time I've ever used Skype, so I'm not really familiar with the program.
Do you mind if I pull up your video on the feed so people could see you as well?
No, that's okay. Yeah, you can do that.
Cool. Everyone, welcome Chuck to the show. Thank you so much for calling in. What would you like to talk about?
Oh, I just called to say hi. You look like you wanted some phone callers.
Oh, yeah, definitely. It's great. So I'll ask you a few questions, being that you're calling from Texas.
Okay.
What are your feelings about Texas? Did you think it was going to flip? I didn't, but it's right. But it is looking like, I don't know if 4 years or in 8 years. It's unlike Florida, which is trending the opposite direction. It seems like eventually, sometime in the future, who knows how close, but eventually Texas will be a blue state or at least a battleground state.
Well, they keep saying that, but I just don't know. I mean, I saw someone saying the other day it wasn't really red states versus blue states. It's urban versus rural. And I live in a rural county, and it went like 75% to Trump.
Right.
And it was probably like 90% of the eligible voters voted in the county.
All right. What is it?
A lot of rural counties in Texas.
What are the people what do your neighbors like about Trump? What is their, I mean.
I don't talk to them about Trump.
Right.
I'm not originally from here. I lived in Dallas for like 30 years and Austin for like 8 years.
All right, but you're a lifelong Texan.
Cities, so.
But you're a lifelong Texan?
Yes.
All right. I've never been. Texas is a mystery to me. To be honest, I'm not much of a traveler, and I've not traveled past outside of New York very much. The few places I've been on the West Coast have literally been twice in Vegas and once in Los Angeles. So the whole West Coast and the whole Western area is a mystery to me. Really, the rest of the country is the mystery to me. But What any good news from Texas in terms of any local races you were following?
No, everyone I voted for lost. I'm pretty sure.
I mean, that's how it works here in New York. I mean, there were Republicans here pushing literally a full Republican ticket, and pretty much everyone, at least here in Queens, lost. We lost a House seat in Staten Island. Max Rose, I believe. It seems pretty. He was losing by double digits last time I checked. He's the guy who backed Bloomberg and and was attacking was literally attacking like the squad and the socialists of the Democratic Party because he needed to get reelected in Staten Island. And they ended up losing double digits to the Republican candidate anyway. So, I mean, but that's like the one area in New York in New York City at least, that votes Republican. But, yeah, so it's like a mirror image here. Here, all the Republicans usually lose.
Yeah, no, and I looked at a lot of I guess the races that they thought they could flip. Yeah, I guess Mike Siegel and maybe Wendy Davis, and they both lost.
Yeah. I mean, we still got the House though. I mean, by a sizable number too. I think we're up 18 seats, which means like we can lose seats, and obviously you don't want to lose them all, but you could lose a bunch of seats and obviously pick up some, and you pretty much will cut even, or maybe losing one or two won't kill you. Obviously losing seats is always bad, but we're in a healthy spot. The Dems are in a healthy spot when it comes to the House. It's the Senate, man. Even if Biden pulls it out, pulls it off, I should say. What are we gonna do about the Senate? I mean, there's just no breaking through. I was talking about this on the surf stream earlier, that the left is really able to win when they're able to. I mean, obviously it didn't happen in Texas, but all across the country we are seeing that a good leftist candidate, if they can get on the ground and meet people and get face-to-face with people and talk to people, and if not them themselves, then their campaign, which you can do, obviously. You could pretty much with a decent campaign hit up like everybody in your congressional district. You can win, and we are seeing it with like Cori Bush, Jamal Bowman. I mean, we're seeing this happen with the squad, the founding members of the original squad.
Yeah.
But with the Senate, if you don't have the party backing, and the Democratic Party will never back a leftist insurgent, obviously, for a race. If you don't have party backing, you can't compete on a statewide level. The left doesn't have the resources. And without those resources, you are then left to meet all these people face to face. And even the most robust campaign will not be able to meet everyone in a state. So, I mean, we're stuck with these Democratic Party-backed centrist, moderate corporate Dem candidates who end up losing in swing states and red states because they suck. I mean, Ossoff is gonna. It looks like Ossoff is gonna. His race he should have won. Purdue sucks. He even owned Purdue quite handily. I was impressed actually in his debate performance. His message obviously didn't resonate outside an ownage at a debate performance if he couldn't win that race after already becoming a name in Georgia for a house run, where a very high-profile house run at that. He was like he was one of those special election candidates in the early days of the beginning of the Trump administration, where all you heard about was Ossoff because he was the big chance, the last hope for Dems to sort of start regaining the House when they lost all branches of government in 2016. So I mean, if he couldn't pull it off this time around in Georgia too, which looks like it might go Biden, I mean, I don't know, man. And it's not like that other race with Kelly Loeffler and Reverend, I don't know, Wagner or something like that, where it's like there's like 6 people in that race, and you have to get above 50%. Obviously, in a multi-candidate race like that, it's much harder. But it was Ossoff Purdue pretty much one-on-one. If they couldn't pull it off there, then I mean, what are we gonna do? Like, the Senate is a lost cause, and without the Senate, we're pretty much stuck. Like, we're just stuck, you know?
Yeah, and I guess you don't really know what's gonna happen with the runoff.
Right.
The
runoff's going to be a Republican win, unfortunately. I mean, if you look at the Democratic candidate, Reverend number one, the first place, but like 29%, and then Kelly Loeffler is like 27%, and then the other Republican candidate at like 22%. You add the Republican candidates together, and then you add the Democratic candidates together, and the Republican candidates run away with it. I think it's too much. The chance was to get the votes all split. It's
yeah, Warnock.
Warnock, thank you. Yes. Biden's pretty much winning Nevada as expected. It's looking like that's going to be it. I just saw the results are still in, about 80 to 95% of the vote in, and Biden's up almost 3 points. Seems highly unlikely Trump pulls off an upset in Nevada. I know people thought it was possible because Biden is running below, is doing really bad with Latinos, but Latinos in Nevada do not vote the same way as Latinos in like Florida. I mean, it's just not the same community. It's not the same contingent. I mean, the Latinos in Las Vegas are working class, like blue collar, service industry workers. Unionized labor is very big there in Nevada, and in Florida you have upper class wealthy Latinos who pulled out who helped Trump win Florida. So and it looks like I don't see how Trump wins in Nevada. What else we got out there? No other results have come in yet, but that's what we're seeing right now.
I guess they called New Mexico since I last looked.
Oh yeah, New Mexico. There are states where you can pretty much call now. I know Trump changed the map for the Rust Belt, but there's the Rust Belt is somewhere where Trump just always focused on, and that's where he basically made a stand, and that's why he made that competitive. But Colorado and New Mexico and Nevada, in my estimation, you can pretty much count them as blue states going forward, unless Republicans, pull a Trump in the Rust Belt, but in that area of the country. Arizona might go blue too, depending on what this looks like. I don't know what the final vote's going to be, but when you get 2 senators who are Democrats in Arizona, that's a big fucking deal.
Oh yeah. I think Arizona's probably locked in for Biden now. Right. I know someone will try to reverse the call that was made earlier, but
yeah. Oh no, that was I saw that too, and that's been retracted. I don't know where that came from, but Fox News came out and actually doubled down on it. They said they did not retract it. In fact, they are locking in and saying they are still standing by their call of Arizona for Biden. I mean, if you're going to double down on it like that, then you pretty much know. Otherwise, I mean, listen, I know people say it's Fox News, but it's a completely different team that does this stuff. I don't know if you recall 2012 when the opinion side, Megyn Kelly and those guys and Karl Rove were all shocked that Mitt Romney lost, and they went to the decision desk in 2012, and they were like, "Are you sure? What about this?" And they basically walked them through their mathematical calculations and based on what vote is still out, and they're like, "No, this is it. Obama's won." So you could say what you want about Fox, but they keep that part separate because I don't know why they would do that, but that's what they do, and they have a legit team running their election night predictions.
Yeah, no, I remember Rove from that night, and he pulled out a little whiteboard,
right,
adding up stuff on it and saying things are wrong, and
I think
that's probably the last time I ever saw Rove.
There's a lot to say about the failures of the Obama era and the Obama presidency. But it's crystal clear what we're seeing right now with 2 Democratic candidates struggling to defeat Trump and how handedly Obama won his 2 elections. It's pretty clear that Obama was a master campaigner. I mean, we were fooled by how good he was to think that Democrats were in a place, the entire Democratic Party was in a place they were not in. Say what you want about Obama and how he governed as the president of the United States, but as a candidate and an incumbent running for re-election, as an overall campaigner, Obama is unmatched. And
Yeah,
I wish we could see Obama versus Trump.
He was a great orator. Inspired.
Right. Right. I mean, just looking at, I mean, he won Ohio, he won Florida. I mean, I don't remember exactly which. I know 2008 he turned Indiana blue, if I recall, and then in 2012 he won Ohio. One of those elections he turned Florida blue. North Carolina, yes. I mean, he brought out voters that haven't come back. It's sad to say. Even Trump didn't. Even the threat of Trump's the threat of a Trump presidency and the threat of a Trump reelection did not bring out the Obama voters. And yes, I know there's some Obama voters who went Trump, but those are like those white working class Rust Belt voters. That's why we have the Rust Belt being competitive under Trump. Trump didn't win over the same Obama voters in North Carolina. The ones that are winning North Carolina for Trump are completely different voters.
Yeah.
But yeah, Chuck, thank you so much for the call. Really appreciate it. It was, interesting to hear what's going on in Texas and to actually talk with someone who recalls elections prior to the 2016 election, because a lot of people.
Yeah, I've been around a while.
It honestly doesn't.
The first election was 1992.
There you go. I mean, I remember. I mean, I might be younger than I probably am younger than you, but my first election, I couldn't vote in it, but the first election I remember really watching and paying attention to was 2000. So yeah, it's weird.
When we go back that far, the first election I remember was 1980.
There you go. I remember being like, how old was I in 2000? Like 13 years old, sitting there watching, like, we're not going to know who's going to be president tonight. It seemed so weird in 2000 that would be the case, right? And here we are. 20 years later at 2 a.m, and we still don't know who the president is for this election. It's incredible that we haven't been able to fix anything and make things streamlined here, right? I mean, unbelievable.
Well, I think this year is a little bit more messed up because of early voting and mail-in voting.
Yeah. We didn't know 2016 yet either until the very early morning hours. I mean, I remember waking up the next morning and they were just finally like coming to the realization that Clinton wasn't going to pull off the underdog comeback in like Michigan and Pennsylvania. Like Trump had already come out that night, like really late that night, and declared victory because it seemed to be going that way. But it wasn't until the very early morning hours, like I want to say like 4 or 5, maybe even 6 a.m., where it was like, all right, it's done, it's called. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know what's going to happen here. I mean. Oof. Hey, thanks for checking in from Trump country, though.
I did become a patron tonight. So.
Oh, why, thank you. I appreciate that. And everyone else should be more like Chuck and go to patreon.com and become a patron subscriber. Thanks a lot, buddy. I really appreciate it. Have a as good of a night as you can.
All right, I will.
Take care.
All right, bye.
All right. Anyone else want to call in? Feel free. I'll probably take maybe 1 or 2 more calls, depending how it goes. Oh, we got a bunch of patrons. I'm going to read thank the patrons who just joined tonight. RoboCat, Jonathan M, Noah T. Thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate the patronage. That's patreon.com/MattBinder. We've been growing. I've been, obviously the show has been growing fast, a slower pace than other shows, but we have been growing. Got a bunch of callers. Stay on the line, guys. Well, call back in after this call, guys, who I didn't pick up the phone for, because I don't have a waiting room. But Alex, I think, is this who? What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, this is Alex. I'm calling from DFW in Texas, North Texas.
Hey, Alex. I need to stop assuming though that people, because I think when I did a show like a week or 2 ago, I called someone based on their Skype name, and I think they were calling from like someone else's Skype number. So I have to just stop assuming that people are who they are on Skype. But thanks for calling, Alex. Where are you calling from again? I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm calling from Fort Worth in Texas. It's in Tarrant County, which was one of the counties the Democrats have been trying to flip for a while. Beto O'Rourke actually flipped it in 2018 when he took on Cruz. I wish he took out Cruz. Jesus.
Listen,
But
if he ran this time, he would have won.
he would have won.
Selfish, utterly selfish of him to not.
Man, you're preaching to the choir. Like, I was so pissed off when he ran for the. Like, there's just no excuse for it. I mean, Cornyn. Nobody likes Cornyn. Nobody knows who Cornyn is. I mean, the fact that the Democrats can lose to him. I mean, the party here is just so. It's incredible, how bad at this they are. I mean, again, Fort Worth, where I live, should flip. There's no reason it shouldn't have. I mean, it really speaks to how bad they were at getting out the Latin X vote and the black vote, because this isn't a red city. It's an urban district. It's not a it's a changing district. Sorry, I'm like really.
No. It's 2:15 in the morning. I don't know who else is running off. It just broke that. It seems like Bullock is not going to win the Senate seat in Montana, which was supposed to be a easy pickup because he was a very popular governor in Montana. That basically, I mean, unless we get some upsets in the Senate, that's basically a ball game for the Senate. We picked up one seat, I think, at the end of the night.
God, oh my God. I guess my big question is, what does this do in terms of the polling industry? Like, how could they get this so wrong? I mean, this was supposed to be such an easy pickup for the Democrats in the Senate.
Yeah, I really don't know. They didn't turn people out, I guess, when it comes down to it.
Yeah.
Do they poll people who end up not going to vote on election day? I mean, that's totally possible. I mean, or they could also, the voting is like it's a science. It's I don't quite. I'm not a data scientist, so I don't quite understand it. But in terms of it's supposed to accurately represent within a certain there is a percentage of error, but it's supposed to represent an accurate portrayal of what could happen. And I think it's totally possible that they just get people who can just make you, like, all it takes is you to get your, what is it called, the pool of people you're surveying. All it takes is for that pool to be for one or two people to fuck that pool up by having a vote that is unusual for their demographic. I remember this happened in 2016 where one newspaper had a pool of voters, and there was this one black voter who was for Trump, and it was completely skewing their polling because by him saying he was a Trump voter, it was completely making the because they only get a certain amount of people representing each demographic for these polls, and he was completely skewing and fucking up their polling because they obviously weren't going to tell him how to vote, but they had they didn't have a weight in place to even out like how this one guy would be representative of of more black people than he should be for the number of black people voting for Trump. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I totally get what you're saying. And
I wonder if that's what's happening. Like, I don't know if polling is maybe polling should just be internal, just to give these campaigns a heads up on where they need to spend more time, because I don't see how it's helping anyone making this shit public, to be quite frank.
Yeah, to be like, that's one thing I've been thinking about over the last week, especially. I don't know if you follow, some of the stuff like The Economist was posting predictions and shit online, and I was thinking, like when people see stuff like 90% chances Biden winning, my fear is that it just makes them assume that they don't matter. He's already going to win anyway. Why come out? I think that's a possibility. Or it goes in the other direction. They see, oh, he's going to lose. Why should I bother and vote anyway? So, I mean, it's almost like, in a way, good riddance to me. I don't know. I feel like as much as they like to say that they're just reporting the facts or whatever, I think they skew it. Whether it's intentional or not, who knows? But I don't know. It's a mess. I guess my hope is right now that the Senate majority for the Republicans isn't as big as it might be. This
Yeah.
sucks, man. This sucks.
I mean, at this point, the best thing we could hope for is Biden pulling off the win, and maybe we don't get anything done in
Yeah.
terms of passing legislation. But Biden administration, listen, I'm not a
It'd be
single.
better than Trump, but
I'm not
yeah.
a I'm not a single issue voter. I always thought single issue voters were extremely I don't want to say dumb, but seems like a wrong headed way
They're
to look.
cited.
Yes, a wrong headed way to look at things. However, this pandemic, man, it really made me view this election different than I've ever viewed an election. I mean, and that's where it would be completely worth it for Biden to win just for that alone, because I usually love the horse race. I mean, I know its place. I'm not one of those people who think this is politics and this is the most important. But every 4 years, the more people than ever are paying attention to politics. It's an opportunity. I look at it as. So I usually enjoy the horse race. It's a fun distraction. Usually, obviously the elections are very serious, but the whole year, this year was like 2 year lead up to it, is a fun distraction from the usual important stuff that we always talk about 99% of the time. So I usually like that the U.S. has this long election season. But this year, man, I've never felt like this before. I was like, let's get this fucking over with. We need to take this pandemic seriously. It's never going to happen under Trump. Things are getting really bad. Up until the pandemic, I was 100% short of it. All the bad that Trump had done, it still was less destructive than the Bush administration. Because the
Yeah.
Bush administration were smooth operators, I call them, because they knew what they were doing. They were professionals at what they did, and when they wanted something done, they got it done. They wanted a war, they got a war. They wanted legislation passed, they got legislation passed. The Trump administration would bumble all over the place when it comes to a lot of these things. So yes, I know there are groups of people who are hurt by the Trump administration, but overall, a lot less deaths under the Trump administration than Bush administration. We have over 1 million dead Iraqis under the Bush administration. So my estimation was the Trump administration was bad, but the Bush administration was worse. And all things considered, we got through it. And then the pandemic happened. And yes, there are still less deaths overall, but that number is not ending anytime soon. In fact,
No.
it's ticking up, and I do fear that we're going to approach that number, especially if we get 4 more fucking years of this,
Man, yeah, I mean the numbers here are not looking good at all. It's not been since God, May since we had numbers like this. Texas is spiking again. The hospitals are starting to fill up around here. It's a nightmare. And I'm a type 1 diabetic. So I've been stuck at home. I've not left my house except to go to work since March because I don't know. I won't live if I get the virus. So
Right.
it's scary, man. It's scary.
Right. Well, it looks like Trump is speaking now, so let's.
All right, well, I'll let you go.
All right. Thanks for the call. Really appreciate it. Great call.
Yeah, thanks, Matt. Have a good night.
Good night. All right. Let me pull up. See if I can pull up Trump here on the feed. Let's see if I could get that going here. 1 second. Is he talking yet? Where is we got a live who we got here? Is he talking yet? Come on. YouTube ad. No. I don't see Trump talking yet. All right. Oh no, Miki just invited me on her show. I'm basically I'm gonna keep going here because this is my show, and if she's still going when I'm done in a little bit, I'll definitely jump on there. Let's see. Oh, James Woods is getting labeled on Twitter as misleading tweets for tweeting about ballot harvesting right now. And he's trying to get around it by screenshotting the tweet, and they're still hitting him with the label. Good for Twitter, although they should just fucking take him down. Oh no, wait, he is live right now. All right, here we go. Let me pull this up. Shit. All right, I'm gonna pull him up on the feed here.
Votes with only approximately 5% left. You can't catch us. We also,
I don't know what's going on with his audio.
And you see, Arizona, we have a lot of life in that. And somebody declared that it was a victory for, and maybe it will be. I mean, that's possible. But certainly there were a lot of votes out there that we could get because we're now just coming into what they call Trump territory. I don't know what you call it, but these were friendly Trump voters. And that could be overturned. The gentleman that called it, I watched tonight, he said, well, we think it's fairly unlikely that he could catch. Well, fairly unlikely. And we don't even need it. We don't need that. That was just a state that if we would have gotten it, it would have been nice, Arizona. But there's a possibility, maybe even a good possibility. In fact, since I saw that originally, it's been changed and the numbers have substantially come down just in a small amount of votes. So we want that obviously to stay in play. But most importantly, we're winning Pennsylvania by a tremendous We're up 690,000 votes in Pennsylvania. These aren't even close. It's not like, oh, it's close. With 64% of the vote in, it's going to be almost impossible.
64% is a lot when it's all Philly and...
Like your president. We're winning Michigan. I'll tell you, I looked at the numbers. I said, wow, that's a lot. By almost 300,000 votes. Yeah. And 65% of the voters. And we're winning Wisconsin. And so we don't need all of them. We need, because when you add Texas in, which wasn't added, I spoke with the really wonderful governor of Texas just a little while ago, and Greg Abbott, he said, congratulations, he called me to congratulate me on winning Texas. I mean, we won Texas. I don't think they finished quite the tabulation, but there's no way. And it was almost complete, but he congratulated me. Then he said, by the way, what's going on? I've never seen anything like this. Can I tell you what? Nobody has. So we won by 107,000 votes with 81% of the vote. That's Michigan. So when you take those three states in particular, and you take all of the others, I mean, we have so many, we had such a big night you just take a look at all of these states that we've won tonight, and then you take a look at the kind of margins that we've won by. And all of a sudden, it's not like we're up 12 votes and we have 60% left. We won states, and all of a sudden, I said, what happened to the election? It's off. And we have all these announcers saying, what happened? And then they said, oh, because you know what happened? They knew they couldn't win.
I'm
so
not gonna.
They said, let's go to court. And did I predict
I wanted
this?
to see what he was saying.
Did I say this? I've been saying this from the day I heard.
I wanted to see what he was saying, but I'm not gonna air. I'm not gonna fucking air him. Basically, I mean, we see what's happening here. We see what's happening here, right? I'm not gonna air on this show that he's basically calling it for himself. He's trying to. He's basically saying he's going to fight whatever comes, and he's saying he won. He's basically we're yeah. Got a caller. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, this is Noah.
Noah, the former Majority Report intern.
That's correct. How's it going?
How you doing, Noah? Can I pull you? I see you got video. Can I pull you up on the screen?
Yeah, absolutely.
You need some lighting in there, buddy. But how you doing, Noah?
Yeah, I'm okay. This night's been a little rough, but that's what I wanted to talk about. Sam didn't really talk about it. No one else I've seen is like the down-ballot kind of issues, right? So Florida's $15 minimum wage pass was pretty huge.
Right. Thank you for calling in for this, Noah. And let's run through it. Is that what you plan on doing? Because I'm here for it.
I was talking about that, and then the last I checked, the DSA was saying 19 out of their 22 national candidates won. Like there have been some lower tier like substantive victories that have been happening like beyond like the national scope that are like worth talking about in terms of like this calculus while we're all waiting for like presidential results that like have like some like meritorious value to them. And I thought that was like worth talking about a little bit. The $15 minimum wage in Florida was important, particularly because like that outperformed Biden in terms of Republicans voting for that more than they voted for Biden, and like suggesting what Democratic platforms should look like going forward and how they should adapt to this kind of thing.
There is a huge disconnect here, where we're seeing like referendum and proposition after referendum and proposition, basically like. Obviously, there's Prop 22, things like that aren't. But honestly, there were a lot of Dems that were for that. But things like that aside, where things that should be Democratic planks and are the planks of many Democratic candidates. We have to remember, all of your favorite politicians, if you're watching this stream, are likely Democrats. AOC, Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib, Anna Presley. Cori Bush, Jamal Bowman. Well, they're going to be politicians. They just won their races. If you like Ro Khanna, Pramila Jayapal, these are Bernie Sanders, obviously. Although he's technically an independent, but come on, we know. You have to remember that these are people. They're not representing the Republican Party, so while the Democratic Party sucks, your favorite politicians are Democrats, and these are planks and policy that they basically make popular and herald and really push for. And these should be things that are intrinsically connected to the Democrats. $15 minimum wage, if you're voting for that, then you should be voting for the Democrats, because otherwise you're not for $15 minimum wage, because the Republicans don't want to give you a $15 minimum wage. And I'm sure they'll find a way to fight you voting for a $15 minimum wage. So there's a disconnect going on here, and the Democrats are absolutely failing to address that.
Well, yeah, that's the like kind of like the like confusing result from the night was like the early Fox News like exit poll voting, where like 70% of the country is pro Roe v. Wade, like pro harsher gun rights, pro like immigrants having a path to like citizenship, and pro like universal like government healthcare. And it's just weird that like I mean, I get why like the response by the Democratic like elite hasn't been to like adopt these party like or these platforms, but it's a significant failing on their part, and I think we're seeing like how that's manifesting. In
Right. I
these,
mean, I don't understand the calculation here because they can win obviously by just supporting these policies, but they are worried obviously about the corporate backing and the money. But
yeah,
if you don't need that, then what's the? I mean, I'm assuming, and I mean, this is just rhetorical questions here. I mean, the idea is they do want to curry favor with these corporations, so when their political career is over, they get a nice lobbying gig or something of that nature, or their family members get a nice gig for some corporation. But I mean, if you could just win every election, then why do you care? Like, I mean, obviously they make more money doing the other thing, so that's why they care. Again, all rhetorical questions, and going from someone who cares more about making lives better for people than enriching himself, which mistake for my family. Sorry, everybody, but yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate, but that's hell. The Republicans are happy to take the L on some issues if it means getting rid of abortion or you know really Supreme Court's all they cared about, and now they got it. I mean, they showed uh, patience, determination, and a will, and they got 3 Supreme Court seats in 4 years. Look at that.
yeah.
The gambit paid off for them, and you know, there was a long con for them. You know, I mean, they had to patience throughout the Obama years. It was, and here they are now. I mean, there's none of that on the. I don't want to say left because I'm not talking about the left. There's none of that in the Democratic Party.
Mm. Totally. Well,
Apparently, Trump just said, "Call the election and stop the votes."
cool.
Apparently, I've not seen. That's just someone in the chat, so I don't want to. But I'm going to trust what the person said in the chat. Let's see what. Yeah, a lot of people are saying it's pretty bad. From what I'm seeing, really fast. Yeah, it seems like he said stop the votes. Bro Pair on Twitter says, in a weird way, Trump saying this is rigged, but that he did win this election, says to me he's very afraid he's going to lose. I think that is that is the right call there. Oh my! Look at this. From Andrew Perez, the Lincoln Project raised $67 million. Republican voters against Trump raised $10 million. 93% of Republicans voted for Trump in 2020, up from 90% in 2016. So, good job, everyone who gave the Lincoln Project and Republican voters against Trump your money.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God. Here's a source I very much trust because she is legit. Trump announced Parker Malloy on Twitter. Trump announces that he wants SCOTUS to jump in to stop ballots from being counted. And she points out there are several counties in Pennsylvania that aren't even going to start counting mail-in ballots until the morning. Christ, I mean, we are... Adam Johnson, Trump calling entirely predictable delayed vote totals fraud. Delays largely pushed by Republican governors and legislatures. All but calling for violence on Democrats. Basically what everyone assumed was going to happen is happening. Okay. Mm-hmm. And Mike Madden of the Washington Post. Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, and Michigan were not allowed to begin counting ballots before this morning, which is one reason the count is taking a while. We are.
At least Madison, Wisconsin is going to have their vote count by 6 a.m. before like a SCOTUS injunction to stop it can happen. Which would be nice.
Yeah, I mean, he already did the speech, you know?
Yeah. But in the end, I mean, this kind of like was my main point. Like, there are some down-ballot successes we can talk about, which are like helping kind of like sway this out. Like Oregon decriminalizing minor possession of all drugs was a huge win tonight.
Yeah.
A couple different places legalized, which is huge. Like there's some like there while we're waiting for like Michigan, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania to resolve their things. There's some like victories we can like consider. That's all I was gonna call in and talk about.
Yeah. Wait, what was that? What was that last thing you said? I'm sorry, you cut off there.
Oh, sorry. What'd you say?
What was that last thing you said? You cut off for me.
While we're waiting for like Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Michigan to kind of resolve their presidential, there's some like small things we can take a little bit of solace in. I think we all need a little bit of like happiness tonight, and there's some seeds of that in some of these down ballot like initiatives.
I mean, I still feel confident about my map. I don't know if you've heard about my map, Noah. Have you heard about my map?
I've been following your map tonight.
I still feel confident about my map. My problem right now, my issue right now, is what Trump is doing.
Yeah.
I think it's this is we are, even if Biden wins, we now know that, I mean, they were going to think this anyway, but the way this is working out just completely adds to their belief. They're all going to think this is a fraudulent win. Mm-hmm. And they will thus act as though they believe it's a fraudulent win. They're not, then they're going to do things that upset, angry, dangerous people do when they believe something was stolen from them. Brian, this isn't a super chat, but I gotta read it. Brian says in the live chat on YouTube, Trump disputing your map there, Matt. Listen, the map is good. The map is great. No one needs to knock the map. The map will get us through. Is there anything disputing my map now? Has any more results come through? I need to know now. My map is what I'm holding on to right now. My map is my ticket to infamy. That's what I'll get from tonight if Biden wins. I need this map. Needs to take me.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
This map needs to take me places.
My thinking to help your map was in Harris County in Texas, which I'm from. Judge Hainan, I think was his name, voted against the GOP in Texas to allow like drive-through ballots, and everyone was expecting that to be a huge GOP win to like dismiss those ballots. People in Chapo were talking about this a while ago, about like the notion that like some of these judges may have gotten the victory they needed already and don't need Trump necessarily anymore. So there's like an argument that maybe these like court systems are going to tolerate like institutionally letting Biden win because they already have like the 6-3 win on the court. They already have like the Senate again. I think there's definitely a road where your map still holds given like the kind of like losses we've seen tonight, based on like how we've seen judges already react to like electoral conditions so far.
Right.
The Harris County win, even though we lost Texas, was like a big deal, I thought, in terms of like letting voters exist in like a Republican-controlled yes or no situation.
Right. I'm still like, I actually was, again, as you can see from my map, I didn't think it was going to be a blowout, but I did think that I knocked on wood and thought we would escape the idea of a stolen election via Trump's accusations. Because I thought, it would be, not an easy win or a blowout, but a clear-cut win with the Electoral College and enough votes. It seems like that's not going to be the case no matter what happens. Like, if those early votes, those absentee ballots could come in and Biden could run away with it, but at this point, it doesn't matter because it's going to be seen as illegitimate in the eyes of the Trump supporter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think illegitimacy was always going to be a question here, though, right? Like,
Yeah, but I think if the networks were calling it for Biden and Trump went out there and tried this, I don't think it would be as powerful and effective. All right.
Yeah. Well, I'm not equipped to do the kind of state institutional electoral analysis. I just wanted to talk about down ballots. I will let you get on to other callers.
Was there any other down ballots you wanted to bring up?
Sorry? Just the Florida $15 minimum wage and then Oregon decriminalizing possession of drugs were big victories. I subscribed to your show tonight, and I'm very excited to keep subscribing to Doomed, and everyone who's listening on YouTube and everywhere else should subscribe as well. Support Majority Report spinoff radio. It's awesome.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you. Oh, thank you for. I don't know. I don't have a shofar or anything. I don't know if you'll even hear this. Let me see. I got a sound effect for you though. Let me. Did you hear that?
I did not, but I can go check the feed on my TV downstairs.
Okay, I basically gave you a party noisemaker.
Word. All right.
And I'm gonna give you on the way out. I'm gonna give you a DJ air horn as well.
Hell yeah.
Thanks, Noah. Really appreciate it. It was a pleasure working with you for the time you were an intern for the Majority Report.
You were the kindest of the three of you.
It hurts that Michael's. I usually would love to dunk on Michael, but
Yeah.
but I'm glad you brought this up because I've honestly been thinking about him a lot today. It's almost impossible not to. Yeah, Michael Brooks. For anyone who doesn't know, but I appreciate you saying that. I was the nicest of the three. Oh, look at that. That authoritarian Sam Cedar. I know he could be a real.
Literally paid me in avocados 1 month. It's a great time.
I can't speak to that, so I'm gonna leave that there. Noah, thank you so much, buddy. I really appreciate the call. Have a as good of a night as you can.
You as well. Good night.
Peace. All right, folks. It's been going long. It's almost 3 a.m. here. Who else? Anyone else want to call in? Otherwise, we'll call it a night for the calls. Maybe one more caller. This is an interesting point. Auntie Corbin says to me, I think they tried to call in and they left a message in Skype instead, so I'll read it. I think the left hasn't focused on dunking on the right. There's very few players on the left dunking on the right like there is the left. There's not really that many people on the left building a career on dunking like there is on the YouTube right. Absolutely. That's what this show is. And I realized that, and it's all I see is this whole dunking on the Democrats, and I get it. I dunk on the Democrats too, but we're not aiming at there's two different battles we're fighting, and the left is so focused on just fighting the one battle against the Democrats. Why isn't the left making the right look like big losers to people, to normies and people who are just tuning into YouTube? I mean, I try to do that on this show by covering the right. I might be the, I know there's podcasts out there that cover the right, but I might be the only or one of the only leftist podcasts, focused leftist podcasts that focuses on dunking on the right. I don't get why. And I've always been like that, and this has always been my thing too. I will dunk on Democrats when it's deserved, without a doubt, all the time. I've been called emo Prague during the Obama years. I was a very big Obama critic. However, when the Republicans are knocking the Dems, that's where temporarily in that moment, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, and you don't take up the line of I will always defend even the the normiest of Dems against a bad faith Republican attack. And I just don't see that on the left as much in general, and it's sort of baffling to me. Why? Why? I mean, the left is so much funnier, so much more entertaining, so much wittier than all these right-wing personalities and people pushing the right-wing agenda. And we're just not focusing on winning people over in that way. It's really disappointing. I my channel's not that big, unfortunately. My YouTube channel. I wish I had the power to sway things. I just don't. Maybe one day. Listen, when I say dunking, I just don't mean like, petty internet fights. When I mean dunking, I mean literally like emasculating the right in front of a normie crowd. Like, a lot of people watch Tim Pool thinking they're getting centrist news. Like, to them, centrist means not left or right. It doesn't mean like what centrist means to us, which is, like a corporate Dem, like a moderate Dem, like a center-right Dem. Like, to them, no. To them, centrist means not left, not right. Someone down the middle, legit. And there's a lot of people who think they're getting that from someone like Tim Pool. Why are we letting that? Why are we letting that happen? Why are we focused on these like really political, like it's in a political bubble, these like infighting, these left and versus Democrat infighting, I should say. It's in a political bubble. Most people have no idea what's going on there. If they're not in the political bubble, we all are. I mean, it's got to do a better job, I think. Don't have to put the Dems on a pedestal. Don't have to be nice to them. But I think the criticism, at least until the Dems are in power, it should be focused on the right. Let me go back to the. I'm gonna read the super chats, and I think that might be it for tonight. Maybe let's see how it goes. Josh says, I was a campaign staffer for a socialist running against Debbie Dingle. And if it weren't for COVID, we had a serious shot. She spent $1 million on the primary. Dude Meister with a super chat. This is for that fantastic map. I'll hit you with another 5 if you're full on Nostradamus with it. Oh, the map making moves. An important map. Yeah. What an important map. I hope the map is right, though. Sebastian Gorka just tweeted out just a Q with a picture of Trump and Pence. Facebook spokesperson just now. Once President Trump began making premature claims of victory, we started running top of feed notifications on Facebook and Instagram so that everyone knows votes are still being counted and the winner has not been projected. Let me see. Let's check Instagram. I see that. That is what they're doing. Let's see if I get that on the... It's not in focus. Oh well. But it is there. Votes are being counted. The winner of the 2020 presidential election has not yet been projected. See more updates and learn what to expect as the election process continues. Last updated November 4th at 2 a.m. Eastern Time. Let's see Facebook. Same on Facebook. Votes are being counted. I mean, you can't see it, but I want to just show you anyway. Same thing. Good for them for doing that. Hassan points out, and again, I didn't hear the Trump speech, but Trump just claimed that Arizona should keep counting the votes because he's losing there when nearly all votes are counted, whereas in Michigan and Pennsylvania, where millions of mailed-in early votes haven't been counted yet, should immediately halt and declare him the winner. Right, absolutely. All right, let's take one more call. Let me not read the Skype name because I don't know. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
It's Anti-Corbin 666.
I'm sorry, you cut out for a minute. What is it?
Anti-Corbin 666.
Corbin. Anti-Corbin,
Yeah.
as in anti-Jeremy Corbyn?
No, like my name is Corbin, but I support Jeremy.
Oh, okay. See, that's where your name gets confusing.
Oh, bro, I like it. I like the confusion. No, okay. So I was talking about people dunking as a career, and so it's weird how there's this world of people dunking that's not just in. It's not just the political players. Like, if you pay attention to like MMA and jiu-jitsu, like there's plenty of people that aren't very good at jiu-jitsu that are building a name off of just dunking on liberals and dunking on snowflakes and stuff like that.
Right.
And the left has kind of demonized that, to where it's like we act like we're bullying on people because we're making fun of people's ideas. And that's a weird world where I think that you're kind of getting past that. And definitely that whole debate of libertarian on the Majority Report, I think that's really good content that people aren't digging into. And so good with what you're doing.
I thank you. Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, we should be debating the right whenever we can. I mean, I know a lot of them won't debate, but when they do, we should do it. I mean, I really want to go and on Tim Pool's show. But it's, I gotta go to DC to his studio. I'm gonna do it,
exactly.
But I gotta figure it out. But I'm gonna do it.
The thing is, they're meeting people with this sense of like rude, not level of civility, and we're not meeting those people to convince them in this argument. Like, we should meet them with the same level of what discourse that they're coming with. Like, if they're gonna be memeing and stuff like that, I'm not saying make fun of somebody for their like appearance or something like that, but I definitely say don't give them any room for their stupid ideas. Like I sent you a DM where I was talking about how Trump and Pence don't agree on gay marriage, and it's such easy low-hanging fruit that it's like, why don't we go hard at these stupid things that are easy for us to go after? Everyone knows that they don't agree with that stuff. So I don't know. It's like on the major stage with Kamala and Biden, it's like you could have that moment to really stomp on their base and make them kind of humiliate themselves in a way that they need to be humiliated for a humbling experience, really. So.
Oh, absolutely. I completely agree. But when I'm talking about making fun of how they look, I'm talking about like making their ideas and their beliefs look absolutely ridiculous and dumb and corny to people who may not have looked at it that way previously.
Yeah.
Hold on. The AP just called Arizona for Biden, so it's now official. It's not just a Fox News projection.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice. That'll probably end some of that Trump campaign talk.
The map. The map.
Yeah, you're nailing it with the map, bro. You're nailing it with the map. I'm gonna go post it everyone on social media tomorrow and take credit for it. This was my map. You're really doing great, man. But I don't want to take too much of your night. I know you're getting tired and weary, and I could see the rings under the eyes.
I mean, honestly, I almost didn't post the map, even though I knew it was there. And then I was like, you know what? I get why people post their shit, because if you're wrong, no one's gonna remember it. But if you're right, people are gonna remember it forever. So
yeah, bro, you build a career off of it. You'd be like.
Well, I should say no one will remember it as long as you don't build a career off of being the accurate poll guy, like a Nate Silver or someone. Then if you fuck up, everyone will always remember it. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, for real. Yeah. No, I mean, but yeah, keep doing it. I'm gonna get off here, but yeah, we'll check out with the map tomorrow. Yeah.
I'm saying the map is right. Even if I lose one of those battles, I mean, obviously it would be wrong generally, but I would say my prediction is right if Biden wins and he loses just like one of those, like Michigan or Wisconsin or something like that. If he loses one of those, I'm still going to take credit for it, because I don't see anyone else picking Arizona, but not also picking up one of those other insane, like no way Biden was going to win states.
You got a March Madness type of map going on right now. It's pretty good.
And the electoral, the one electoral vote in Nebraska. Oh, come on.
That's the one that nailed it, bro.
That's the hat trick.
Yeah, exactly. That's great. Take care, buddy. You're doing great.
Thanks a lot, man. Take care. Have a great night. I'm still keeping my eye out for Maine. I don't know if did that Maine electoral vote come through yet. I think the Nebraska one was a much bolder call. So if I get the Maine one wrong, I'm fine with that. Map. What else we got called? There's a software issue causing problems with counting absentee ballots in Georgia. Jesus Christ. Come on. Milwaukee election officials say they expect to be finished counting absentee ballots at 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. Eastern Time. At that point, the results of the ballots will be reported at once. Oh, my God. Another call. Hey, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, can you hear me?
I can. This is the caller who's been trying to call in for the entirety of the show. You finally made it through. How you doing?
I'm so sorry about that. I hope I didn't ruin the show with my constant hang-up calls.
The whole show is ruined. Jesus Christ, 2 hours of it. No, it's all good. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Ryan. I live in Austin, Texas.
Ryan, how you doing? How you holding in there?
Pretty good. I just wanted to let you know that I don't know if you saw this. I had to step away, but people were calling you Map Bender.
Yes, I've called myself that on Twitter.
I love it. That's gotta stick.
I don't even know if I've called myself that or if I'm referring to the map as that. It's unclear to me what I meant when I made that tweet, but I created Map Bender. Yeah, so
I love it. That's such a good. I had a quick Tim Pool question, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, please, by all means.
Like, I'm just curious what you think, because I never really paid that much attention to him, and I watched a few of his videos, and I get the impression that he's a dude who just follows whatever gets him clicks. Like, do you think he has any deeply held beliefs with this really stupid stuff he says, or is it just click chasing?
No, this is he is easily the clickbaitiest, possibly laziest of all the right-wing YouTubers. I mean, it's just the things he covers and the laziness of the analysis. It's just he just pulls up an article and just reads it right there on the screen, and he gets hundreds of thousands of views. I mean, obviously there's an audience for it. I mean, I don't. Maybe I should just do that. Maybe I should just pull up an article and read it to my viewers, and upload it and hope that my channel too goes viral and I get hundreds of thousands of views. But it's just the. I mean, at least some of these other guys actually put some production value into it. I mean. And I don't even necessarily mean like they have like sets, and like some of them do. Some of them have nice sets, and some of them actually have a show with producers and actually have prepared content and get really like and put together like a skit or a sketch to try like PragerU has their whole. I mean, I hate it. It's terrible and it's full of lies, but there's production value to it. They put time into it. Tim Pool pulls up an article and just reads it and then just is like, it's Antifa doing this. I mean, literally just blaming Antifa for everything. Just the laziest of opinion, and it's just there's just no work involved. If you were just in front of a white wall and spewing some legit like well thought out analysis, that's fine. You don't need to like have like a crazy video setup. Or the other way around, if you're gonna be lazy, at least put some time and effort into the presentation. He doesn't either. There's none of it. It's just the bare bones minimum, and somehow the YouTube algorithm loves it. And he's got like 3 channels with like millions of subscribers on each channel, and he uploads dozens of videos across them each day and gets hundreds of millions of views a month, I'm sure. I think it's like hundreds of thousands of views on each video. And the dude's pulling in like 10 figures, mid 10 figures, I believe I heard, a month. He is rolling in dough from what he's doing. And I mean, it's depressing that's what you got, all you got to do. Like,
yeah. It's like astonishing how dumb his videos are. Like, I feel like really honestly like grade school level analysis. Like, it's just so dumb.
Like, at least he's got that podcast live show now where at least there's like a panel or a conversation with a guest like I do on here. Like, at least you do a little bit of work into booking a guest, looking into what you're going to talk to them about. And then have back and forth conversations, so your brain is actually doing the work live on the camera while you're discussing with your guest. But his usual videos, where it's just he pulls up a Daily Mail article and reads it. I mean, you could get you could get a fucking literally. There's like web apps where you could just copy and paste an article into a text box, and they have an AI voice read it for you. It's like literally, Tim Pool's YouTube video content could be replaced by bots, yet here he is making tons of money off of doing it. It's astonishing.
It's crazy. Well, I love your show. Keep doing what you're doing. One other thing. I feel like, you know how Sam Cedar has like some regular weirdos who call in, like Ronald Reagan and those guys. I feel like you need to find your like Ronald Reagan, like some weird dude, or Mike from PA, like some weird dudes who call in.
I actually have one. He's not going to appreciate me calling him a weird dude, but he's a little. He's very. He's very eccentric. He's very nice guy, Renee. But I think he's a little bit because he calls in and he actually has very good analysis of what's going on in like Chile and South America. But then sometimes he goes off on his tangents.
I mean, weirdo in the best possible
Of
way.
course, I know. Like, Ronald Reagan is great, but he's a weirdo. Yeah.
All right, well, I'll let you go. Hey, I love your show. Keep doing it.
Thanks, Lad. I really appreciate it. Have a good night.
Bye.
Oh, boy. We're going to keep going? Should I do it? I don't know. Is Nomiki still on? Do we know if Nomiki's still on? She invited me on her show. I was like, am I going to do it? I think she's still on. I mean, I guess I could do it, but I've got you guys here. Why would I go on there? If all of a sudden this, I don't know. Let's keep it going. Let's get, do we have another caller who was waiting? I think Brent was on the line as well, but I missed him. He left a message. Hey Matt, Brent in Hawaii. It's been very depressing seeing how many local Hawaiians support Trump. The nationalist energy is powerful. Trump has no interest whatsoever for natives, and yet they look up to his nationalism as a reflection of their own, as a reaction to having their islands taken from them. That's weird. But I mean, Biden won Hawaii, so I mean, I know it's depressing to say, but I wouldn't worry too much about it right now in the scope of what we're paying attention to right now. Do you know what I mean? Let's see what else we got. The map is going wild on Twitter still. Ooh, Republicans are winning or have won 24 of 27 U.S. House races listed as toss-ups by the New York Times, and 13 of 36 ones listed under Democrats expected to win narrowly. Ooh. But I believe they still have the House, right? I mean, I don't want to worry about that now, too. Now, Dems are holding on to the House, it seems, right? Christ. Oh, this is without the ballot. Right. We're looking at a lot of, especially in, yeah. We'll see, I guess. What do I got here? News. I just got in the notification about Arizona. This is... I mean, we're doing what we can do. AP says Biden has won Maine. But what about the elect? I gotta find out for the map. What about... What about Maine too? Maine 2 still outstanding. Okay. Oh my god. Oh man, this is torture, guys. This is torture, right? I mean, What are we over here? So Maine's been called, but not ME2. Why is the Times still not calling it for? I'm gonna go to AP's website because I don't know what's going on with. Does AP have the map? Where's their fucking map? Does AP not have a map? Who's got a good map? Come on, give me a map. Give me a map. NBC, you got a good map? Because New York Times map is so behind. I don't know what's going on over there. This is torture. This is not the way this should be done. NBC News' map's behind. We have a... No, I can't find a good map. Anyway, let's go back to the YouTube live chat. Remember, patreon.com/MattBinder to support this show if you can. I would love to, have you as a patron member, subscriber. It is, helps grow the show and helps keep this show growing and going. And I just repeated myself. It's now 3:15, 3:15 in the morning over here. Let me get to these super chats. Also, you can drop a super chat. I'll read it. I don't know how much time we'll have left here, but I'm probably gonna call it a night soon. I'm seeing if I can make it till the 4 a.m. Wisconsin call, because that would be something, you know. Megan Tastic with a super chat. I heard someone on MSNBC say something about the Hatch Act. So here's for the fund. Also, everything is hell, so thanks for doing this tonight. Well, thank you, Megan Tastic. Yeah, not enough talk of the Hatch Act violations tonight. For those who don't know, that's a running gag on this show. Hatch Act. Wait, what about... I need to know about ME2. People think Maine was called for Biden just now, yes, but not the ME2. They do the same thing that Nebraska does, that weird thing where the one district gets their own electoral vote. What else can we talk about as we wait for these Oh, Kanye. Right, poor Kanye. Oh, look at that. Susan Collins may lose. Matt McDermott in big Senate news. Susan Collins' lead continues to narrow significantly, and she's fallen below the 50% margin. Ranked choice votes will now come into play. Oh, okay, let's see. Okay, we got AP's map. Thanks, Left is Best. AP's map via Google. Who knew? I mean, Biden just needs to win. What? What's out? Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Georgia. Trump needs 3. No, I don't know how many Trump needs. How many does Trump need? But Biden just needs 2 of any of those to win, it seems. I mean, that Arizona gain is big. That's a big help. Let's look into what's missing in Michigan. Not Michigan, Wisconsin. Oh, but the map doesn't go in. This map sucks. Why can't there be a good map? Come on. Let's get a good map going. I don't even... Ugh, Philadelphia expects another update on mail-in ballots at 9 a.m. I mean, when this podcast goes out, a lot of things are going to be different. So, I'm going to upload this podcast, obviously, so people can listen to the discussions and the analysis. But just a word to the wise that a lot of the things in terms of the data will be inaccurate, or not inaccurate, out of date, I should say, by the time you listen to this. Okay, this is interesting. Here's what we know about Wisconsin. Milwaukee County. All in-person Election Day ballots have been counted, a spokesperson for the county's clerk's office told CNN. The county is still awaiting on 169,341 early and mail ballots from the city of Milwaukee, which are expected to be done around 4 a.m. Eastern Time. Also outstanding are a total of about 75,000 ballots from 4 other suburban municipalities within the county. Okay. Then in Brown County, which includes Green Bay, currently no results from Green Bay are reporting. That's interesting. I didn't know that. They're not going to report results from Green Bay until they finish the absentee count, and then they will report the absentee and the in-person Election Day results together all at once. That will likely be between 3 a.m. and 4 a.m. Eastern Time. They don't have a total ballot number for how many outstanding, but it's about 32,000 absentee plus more in person. That's interesting. let's go back to the super chats. Excuse me. Where'd my super chats go? Okay. Stephen Miller with a super chat. I hope you're a good Stephen Miller. Other wins tonight: legal weed in New Jersey, Arizona, South Dakota, and Montana. Psychedelic plant and shroom decriminalized in D.C. Legal medicinal shrooms in Oregon. Medicinal weed in Missouri. Nobody likes you, Booster, with a super chat. USPS, United States Postal Service carrier here. Heard a coworker say today she listens to Fox while working all day, and sometimes OAN because she likes to hear a bit of everything. Wow. That's something, right? Fox News and OAR, a rounded political diet, right? Jeez. OAN, I should say, not the jam band OAR. Did I say OAR? I think I did say OAR. Oh my God. Oh, my cat is bothering me. Do you hear my cat? Yeah, all right, Bob Casey, is a senator from Pennsylvania, and he's explaining on Twitter apparently via a video he just posted about why it's still totally possible for Biden to win Pennsylvania. Oh, Louis, you want wrestling talk? All right. So this is sort of like when Batista and John Cena both fell out of the Royal Rumble at the same time, and two different referees said that each different man hit the floor first, which means one referee believed Batista won, one referee believed John Cena won. So following that, that wasn't in the plans. That was an accident. That wasn't how the event was booked to go. That wasn't the finish to the match. And so Vince McMahon comes strutting out because it made sense to him that the best thing to do would be for him to come out and play the role of the owner of the company and say, we can't have our big pay-per-view main event match where the winner goes to the main event of WrestleMania. We can't have that match end in a no contest or double winner. We need one winner. So he decided to come out. And again, this is part of unscripted. He decides to come out, strut out, and he goes to slide into the ring to tell the referees to restart the match. And he legit, in real life, tears one of his quads in his leg. So he gets hurt trying to get into the ring. So he goes to stand up on the other foot so he could like hold on to the rope, still talk while, restart the match. But as he goes to do that, he tears the other quad in his other leg. So he tears both quads in each leg. And literally the CEO of the WWE, this is not a storyline, this is real, cannot get up. He's just in the ring on the floor, cannot stand up to restart the match. So you have an already clusterfuck with the finish of the Royal Rumble match where both guys fell out at the same time and both hit the floor at the same time when only one of them was supposed to hit the floor. That's fuck up number one. Vince decides, calls an audible and says, I'm gonna fix this, goes out there to fix it, and he tears both his quads, and now you have the owner of the company sitting in the middle of the, well, not in the middle, but sitting in the ring, unable to stand up to restart the match. So here's Vince McMahon sitting in the ring, both of his feet extended out because he can't move them. He basically can't stand up. And he's yelling at the referees in a seated position to restart the match. And they have to restart the match. It's a complete clusterfuck. Everything that could go wrong went wrong. Vince McMahon literally injured both his legs just trying to get in the ring to restart the match. This is like that's the equivalent of tonight. Except we can't restart the election. We just have to count all the votes. There's your analogy. I think it's pretty accurate, isn't it? Like I was saying earlier, I moved. So I'm in my new studio, which is a closet. I need to get some like soundproofing. Do you guys hear an echo? I actually listened to myself earlier, and I was surprised because I hear a slight echo in this room, but I didn't hear it on the stream, so that's good. Oh, Kenneth, that's how they resolve it. They restarted the Rumble between Batista and Cena, and the actual finish happened with Cena winning. And before they finished the match, they escorted medics came down to escort Vince McMahon out of the ring, and they had to help him to the back because again, he tore both his quads. Louis asks, have you watched any AEW or you a WWE loyalist? I've watched AEW. The wrestling's really great. I think they're doing a better job actually at the presentation of the product during the pandemic than the WWE. I found the WWE's show lacking since the pandemic. Really drives home how important the fans are to making the entire WWE experience work, to be quite frank. I sort of really want to know what happens here. I'm gonna thank you for tweeting that out. I just compared the election to the WWE Royal Rumble match finish botch that left Vince McMahon sitting in the ring after tearing his quads trying to restart it. I'm going to change botch to clusterfuck. Because he tore his quads trying to I'm trying to restart it. Okay. All right. Let's see. Any updates? Any results? Come on, give me something. Um. Oh boy. A Republican in North Dakota has won a seat in the state legislature, nearly a month after he died of complications from COVID-19. Fantastic. What a what a win. What a win. Um Jeez. Let's go to maybe we should I feel like we're so close to that 4 a.m. deadline. I feel like we're so close. I gotta pee. Gizmodo reporter. A hot take that I really believe is that the social media companies dealt with Trump and his election claims better than the media did. Seems like they did. It seems like they did. They've been labeling that shit and warning people. Yet the media just carried him his declaration, his illegitimate win declaration. Hmm. Oh my God, Chris Jericho, former WWE wrestler, AEW wrestler now. I'm not a political person, but is it strange to anybody else that for the first time ever, we have to wait a day, 2 days, 5 days, 10 days to find out who won the presidential race? Unbelievable. Where was Chris Jericho in 2000? When was his WWE debut? anybody know the results of the 2000? I'm tweeting at him, Chris. Remember the year? Chris, do you remember the year 2000? That year you based your entire WWE debut gimmick off of? that year your entire WWE debut gimmick was based off of? I hope he sees this. All right, let's see what's going on. Do we got any results? Come on, ME2. I'm sorry if it's some quietness. Right now, I'm just trying to look at stuff. This is the first time I think I've been entirely quiet for the show. I'm trying to just catch up here and see what's out there. If you see anything, let me know. I'm monitoring the comments. Oh, right. Chris Jericho donated more than the legal limit to the Trump campaign this year. He donated $3,000 to Donald Trump. Someone reply to Chris Jericho's tweet with my with my quote tweet, so other people see it. Oh boy, you guys hear the cat? I'm sorry, he's in the other room. I have the door closed. I can't open it right now because the kids are sleeping. think I'm gonna call it a night. I don't know how much longer I can. Stay up, guys. Oh yeah, these Fox News voter polls. Let me bring this up. This was fun from earlier. This was really funny. So Fox News had some voter polls earlier in the day. Fox News voter analysis. Changing to a government-run healthcare plan. 39% strongly favor. 33% somewhat favor. Only 14% somewhat oppose. Only 15% strongly oppose. Supreme Court action on Roe v. Wade. 71% leave as is. Only 29% overturn it. U.S. gun laws should be 55% more strict. Only 12% less strict. Only 33% kept as is. What should happen to their phrasing, illegal immigrants in the U.S.? 72% pathway to citizenship. Only 28% deportation. I mean, how is... No, it's not let her out. It's let me. I'm the one in the room. The cat has free reign of the whole house. I'm the one who's sequestered into a small area of the home, of the apartment. But yeah, these Fox News voter polls are fantastic. Oh, someone grabbed my tweet and sent it to. No, I meant actually send him the link to his reply with the link to my tweet, but that works too. Another we got a bunch of super chats coming in. Where did these come from? I didn't see these. I want to get to them right now. I'm not gonna let these just go. Super chats get read on this show. Problem is, I think my computer, YouTube is not being kind to me in terms of showing me the super chats. Let's see. Okay. Joel Tina with a super chat. Never knew of punks. Oh wait, am I still on the? Let me get off of that there. Never knew of punks growing up who were into wrestling. When did that happen? I grew up in the 80s, but I remember Jimmy Superfly Snuka. Wrestling became like a cool thing. At some point. I didn't think I was going to go this long. What are we, 3 hours in now? I did go 3 hours, didn't I? All right, at 4, if the results aren't in, I'm calling it. We're already like 10 minutes away. Never knew of punks. All right, yeah. Wrestling became big to like millennials and Gen Z. Even after the Attitude Era, like it had like a resurgence. Like it became like a vintage nostalgic thing. Little video main with a super chat. Set up a cat cam. Maybe. J Blood, are you looking forward to Omega versus Hangman at Full Gear? Should be good. I'll be honest. I don't know what the gimmick, what the angle is. I know Omega, Kenny Omega, and Hangman. What's his face? They're good wrestlers. That should be a good match. I'm not sure what the angle is. I haven't been really watching actually. Like I said, during the pandemic, I've been just tuning in sporadically. Brian with a super chat. Thanks for entertaining us. No, thank you, Brian, for the for joining me on the show today. It's PA has stopped counting. Right. The current national popular vote is 57.3 million for Biden and 55.6 million for Trump. 50% to 48.5%. When those mail-ins from the West Coast come in, that lead will likely expand to 4 to 5 million. The electoral system is fucked. The electoral system is screwed. It's fucked. Dustin says, "Go to bed, Matt. You look like shit." My face is starting to break out. I think you could see and notice. I don't know why. But we're so close to 4. I want to see those. All right. Maybe I won't make it. It's still wild. How wild this went. No, I know the PA. There's no new PA results, but I thought they were supposed to be Wisconsin, a batch of Wisconsin numbers coming in. Hmm. Nine minutes. Is it true though? Those you guys saw that, right? Wisconsin results at 4 a.m. Right? I'm gonna recheck this. Let's see, Wisconsin 4 a.m. Yes. Wisconsin 4 a.m. I will end it at 4 a.m. regardless of whether they drop it. Oh no, Miki ended. No, Miki's stream is over. Oh my god. I outlasted everybody, didn't I? I'm the last lefty streaming. I mean, it's only 1 a.m. on the West Coast, right? Only 1 a.m. left on the West Coast. Oh, Ben Dixon just went live again. Ben! Seven minutes. Need to know those Wisconsin results. I mean, it's not all of their results, but it's a big batch apparently. Big batch. Big batch. A big batch. Did we get ME2 yet? Did we get ME2? I can't believe how right my map was. Let's pull my map up again. Let's pull my map up. Look at that. Look at that butte right there. I think it's gonna be the map. I really do. I still think that. That's gonna be the map. AK says, just landed in India and haven't been able to check results. It's my first time watching this channel. Is it looking bad or you're just on no sleep? It's both. I'm on no sleep and it's not looking, it's unclear what it's looking. It's unclear what it's looking. But that's the map. 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 Oh my God, Lincoln Project is touting Cory Gardner's loss in Colorado. Jeez. I mean, he was going to lose anyway. Come on, where are those Wisconsin results? Give them to me. I mean, Hickenlooper sucks, but he's better than Gardner, obviously. Oh, come on. Where is this? Give me the results. Give me the results. What's going on with Alaska? Alaska hasn't been called yet. Come on, Wisconsin. Where's that batch? 3 minutes. 3 minutes. I mean, they better upload that shit at 4 a.m. on the dot if they're pushing it to 4. See, that news that I read earlier is being passed around now. Republican David Andal, who died from COVID-19 in October, has been elected to the North Dakota House of Representatives. It's 4 a.m. Eastern time, left is best, because it was 3 a.m. their time. It was specifically said 4 a.m. Eastern time. We're talking about Wisconsin votes. Here we go. 1 minute. Come on. Upload that shit. Come on. Upload that shit. Come on. R.M. Brown says, can someone explain why Senate's in bad shape? Well, I mean, we're +1 right now, but that still doesn't give Dems the Senate. So, all right, it's 4 a.m. Results. Give it to me. Where is it? Come on, where are these 4 a.m. batch of Wisconsin votes I stayed up on the live stream waiting for? Where is this? Come on, where is this big 4 a.m. batch of Wisconsin votes I stay up on the live stream waiting for? Where is it? Someone's about to speak at a podium in Milwaukee. Where do you see this? Someone give this to me. Come on. Come on, where is it? Where is it? Come on. Did they add it? They didn't add it yet, did they? No, I'm watching the chat. Results are on Google AP for Wisconsin, are they? No, they're not. They're the same. That's not them. Because they're the same that the Times has, right? No, that's not them. Unless it didn't refresh for me or something. Yeah, that's old. That's not the new No, that's not the new. I am watching the chat, guys. That's not the. Those are not the new results. Because if you click through, it's the same. So the Wisconsin vote total on AP is the same on New York Times, and the New York Times lets you click through, and it shows you Milwaukee County still 48% of the votes reported. That wouldn't be 48% if this is the big batch. And that wasn't a big batch of results then. I got no idea. I don't know. I got no idea. Who knows anymore? What's going on here? Let's see. You know, I'm having fun with you guys. You know, it's fun to, nice to do this with people, and not just by myself. You know, just refreshing the page by myself. Milwaukee votes en route? Are they literally walking the Milwaukee votes? Are they really letting a cop? I'm watching a video. Are they really letting a cop? Who knows? I don't know if I trust the cop to take the Milwaukee votes. Here, let's. Very, very dramatic, right? Milwaukee's 169,000 absentee ballots en route to county election officials. A little bit dramatic there. Is that necessary? Keegan says 169,000 absentee ballots are not enough to flip it. It's Milwaukee, the city, and then 3 other cities in Milwaukee County, I believe. So this is just from the city, I believe? I can't quite tell. Let me refresh the results. Let's see what's going on here. Who has the most accurate results? What would be the have they been reported yet? Oh, come on. Let's do this. Come on. Come on. Come on. Why are they doing it like this? Come on. Someone dropped it. Keegan with a super chat. Thank you, buddy. I mean, people are saying thank you for doing this. I appreciate it. I feel bad that it's quiet right now. I usually could have filler, but I'm actually exhausted. But I really want to get these, I really want to hear these results. Because if this turns it around and Biden wins Wisconsin, then it's only one left. One left. Nate Silver says Trump still has just a 7% chance of winning. The 2020 presidential election had the highest turnout rate in 120 years. Oh wait, I forgot that Mark Kelly won. So the Dems won 2 seats. Chris says, hello from the UK, just got up an hour ago, and yours is the only channel I trust still live streaming. Thank you. Oh, why thank you. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on anymore. Who knows? I'm so out of it at this point. and I was hoping we'd have a little bit more. I mean, I didn't think we'd have the results, but we'd have those. I thought they would announce at 4 a.m. those Wisconsin results. I think I'm going to have to tap out. I was hoping we would have it at 4. But we don't. All right, guys. Crystal with a super chat. Hey, thanks, man, from all of us. Dig your channel and humor. Boy, to see the nasty trash removed from the White House is going to be so good. Yeah, I hope. Keegan says Wisconsin is at 94% and Trump is still up. So it isn't in the same boat as Georgia. So it's in the same boat as Georgia, North Carolina. Basically, looks grim. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Damn, I wanted to announce those Milwaukee results. I'm seeing people tweet at me, we're going to know a lot more about Wisconsin any minute. I mean, I get it, but any minute is turned into many minutes. All right, Joe says, so far net gain of 1 for the Dems, right? Because they lost the seat in Alabama. Right. What is this? What am I watching here? I don't even know what I'm watching anymore. All right, guys. Five more minutes. Right. All right, guys. I'm calling it a night. I gotta put the podcast up, so I need a few minutes to get this to put. I'm not gonna edit it, but to just turn it into an audio file and put it up as a podcast. So, folks, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. It's been a pleasure to walk through Election Day with you. 1 a.m. to 4:15 a.m. It was 1:15 a.m. to 4:15 a.m. So 3 hours, not bad. I said I wasn't going to do that, but here we are. Anyway, Patreon.com/MattBinder to support the show. Patreon.com/MattBinder. Subscribe to the YouTube channel at YouTube.com/MattBinder. DoomedPod.com for the podcast. At Matt Binder on all sorts of social media. Search for me at Matt Binder. Just search Matt Binder on social media and you'll find me. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, wherever you are on social media. Other than that, see you all next time on Doomed.